Joining us on this Sunday, I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin with day 2 of the strike at the country's largest commuter rail system and fears for the Monday morning commute. Saturday morning, more than 3,000 workers walked off the job after months of negotiations, the unions and the MTA unable to reach a deal. Now frustrated commuters are scrambling to find alternative transportation. The Long Island Railroad serves hundreds of thousands of riders each day. This weekend, train stations stood like ghost towns, platforms eerily still, with signs warning no passengers, with the strike bringing the rhythm of the rails to a halt. New York's governor is now urging unions to resume negotiations, saying a long strike hurts workers and commuters. A New York official estimates the strike could cost the region up to $61 million a day in lost revenue. ABC's Morgan Norwood leads us off tonight from New York's Penn Station.
When we fight, we win!
Chaos and confusion spreading tonight after a massive rail strike on the busiest commuter rail in the country leaves more than 250,000 riders without a way into New York City to start the work week. Frustrated passengers arriving to empty terminals.
We have to do something for get to our house.
The walkout starting just after midnight Saturday after months of negotiations between the MTA and unions representing some 3,500 rail workers collapsed. In a statement, the MTA saying our last offer literally gave them everything they said they wanted in terms of pay, but they rejected even that. And the unions representing the LIRR saying this strike would not have happened if the MTA and LIRR offered our members the reasonable terms the government recommended multiple times. Negotiations stalling over a pay increase between 4.5% and 5%, along with healthcare costs.
The railroad is the lifeblood of Long Island. Without it, life as we know it is simply not possible.
Today, Governor Hochul urging both sides to get back to the table. But the unions claim they haven't heard from the MTA on when those talks could resume.
How am I going to get back to the Bronx from Long Island?
The expansive commuter rail system operates 24/7 and also serves 126 stations across more than 300 route miles on 700 miles of track. The state's comptroller estimating the strike could cost the region up to $61 million per day in lost revenue. Blacked out screens, tracks closed down, and now Monday morning, just hours away, a growing number of questions about whether the MTA's limited shuttle bus service will be able to handle the influx of thousands of stranded passengers.
I pay $394 a month. It better be a seamless transaction for me to receive a refund.
Other riders turning to costly ride shares.
And I Ubered for $112.
And with Memorial Day weekend just ahead, the strike also threatens a critical artery out of New York City. And Lindsay, tonight we are seeing more workers join the picket lines. This is Penn Station. And Lindsay, just into ABC News just moments ago, the National Mediation Board calling both sides to the negotiation table as soon as this evening in order to hammer out a deal ahead of tomorrow's busy Monday morning commute, Lindsay. Hopefully they can get back to that table, Morgan. Thank you. Good evening, everyone.
All right, Shalom. First of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. The bonus to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and a few sisters out there. Unto thy foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. And this is a region that affects here in New York City. And this particular line, so to speak, majority of people that move to the burbs, that goes to the city, they take this as like the best commute out of the best of the worst. And now why this is so important, this is another indication to show you how easily this system can truly shut down. Because these railroads, like she said, that's the blood of the city. That's the bloodline. So the more these things are coming out that people take advantage of on your everyday commute, your everyday life, they're taking away every single thing from people, right? Every little thing that you could think of, slowly but for surely, they're taking away. Now, they usually resolve these matters in, I won't say in a timely fashion, but they usually resolve it in fashion. Is it by accident that Long Island Railroad, which is a big thing in New York City, TSA, which is a big thing, a big agent throughout the country, then an airline goes bankrupt. A couple years ago, was it a couple years ago? Yeah, it was literally a couple years ago. The thing I'm about to say, the whole port situation here in the East Coast, and they had a strike. Show you that the unions and the unions hold power. Now, what would happen if they say, you know what, let's eliminate all the unions? All right, I don't anything that happens with this society, I don't believe is not calculated. All right, this right here tomorrow, which tomorrow is gonna rock the city, the rest of the boroughs is gonna because people won't be able to go to work. You get it now? So they're already talking about energy lockdowns, and that black woman right there, she's right because you pay a whole bunch of money for this um, privileged ride, so to speak, a month. That the average MTA fare is like $3. That's the mass public transportation, and there's always a problem with that. So now you eliminate um, one of the hearts, the veins of the city, and you just put more pressure into the other. What do you think is going to happen? This whole entire system is collapsing right before our eyes. They may say it's finances, but I believe what they're really trying to do is get a what's the word I'm looking for? They want to get a synopsis how things are going to work out when they pull the plug on everything on everyone, because they already have this idea that they want to cut off everybody. That means the roads are going to be filled up. People that have to drive to work. May not happen tomorrow, but it's going to happen during the week, the weeks to come, because people got to go to work. And if they don't get to work in a timely fashion, they may get fired. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of situations that's going to come out of this whole entire fiasco, and it's done deliberately. It's done purposely. For all you people that really think nothing bad is happening, there's a lot of things that's proving right before your eyes that if any of these things go I'm thinking of the truck drivers, your average truck drivers, your average bus drivers, your average railroads, the airplanes, people are fucked. How was it a couple of weeks ago? The whole entire airline goes bankrupt. Might I add, the reason why it was going bankrupt because the fuel prices went up. So, and they don't charge the people that much money. So the government didn't even get them out. They didn't even bail them out. But according to the Orange Man, oh, everything's okay. Everything's all right. Oh, it was last year during winter time or something like that. Philadelphia had a garbage crisis, and they pretty much shut that shit down for a couple of weeks or a couple of months or something like that. People had to find alternative route to throw their garbage out. Shit's about to get real. All right, shit is about to get real. They're deliberately doing these things to see the reaction of the people, because when money's involved and prices continuously go skyrocketing, and people have no idea how they're gonna make ends meet. They already paid, and they already paid for the refunds already. So then most likely what they're gonna end up doing, they're gonna end up bringing out the bus services. So there's gonna be more buses, and probably it's probably gonna be free buses, and then they're gonna get in the notion keep the buses going. So they're not gonna pay the people back their money. They're just gonna say, "Oh, you paying for the bus service." They're gonna come up with some crazy shit. Watch. But that's Babylon for you. Everything about Babylon is It's taken away. It's like slowly but for surely. And it's just little things that you think is little, that's they're no longer going to be there. And they're taking it away slowly to just see how you're going to react, see what you're going to do, how you're going to do this stuff. Ecclesiastes 12:1, it says, this is why you got to focus, because all this outside shit ain't don't mean nothing. None of it means anything. It says, remember now that Creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nay, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Because when you're young, this world has you focusing in the most dumbest things that you could focus in. Things that hold no value to your future. All right? Everything is about pleasure. It's all about having a good time. Nobody's focusing on the Lord. Nobody's focusing on anything. Focusing on the Lord is really focusing on your future. All right? I'm going to say it again. Focusing on the Lord is you focusing on your future. That's your future investment. Your best time of your life is in quote unquote youth. So if you put your youth, your best time of your life to the Lord, there's a reward behind that. But if you put your best time of your life onto your pleasures, there's no reward. Right? Because there's a lot of uncertainties that's happening right now. Bills are not going away. The landlords are not saying, okay, I understand what's going on. Matter of fact, if there is a new lockdown because of whatever reason they want to do it, energy, virus, or whatever, like it was before, you're still going to have to pay for everything that you pay for. And this time, there's going to be no gas. There's going to be no oil. There's going to be hardly any food. And there's going to be no relief. None. So if there's no relief like it was before, how are you going to get out your situation? So minor sacrifices in one's youth, in one's life, the youthful life, where they tell you that's supposed to be your best. There's great rewards if you put onto Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. It says, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. So after all hell breaks loose, that's not the time to be concerned about the Lord. It was when it was quote unquote peaceful. All right. In the days when the keepers of the house shall tremble, which the keepers of the house are the economists. So if New York City, which is a major hub, a major power play in America, you're talking about a state, not the state, a city alone that you could say a good amount of percentage of the country's wealth deals with this place. Shit, with these ridiculous prices out here. But if it can't function correctly, the rest of the country falls apart. And that's a major thing. Yes, one railway can do that because a lot of people, they said hundreds of thousands, rely on this service, all right, compared to the millions of people that ride on the major service. So you're talking about people that lives in the burbs. You're talking about CEOs and people that have high positions in companies that lives out there that's not able to get there. It's gonna devastate the whole economic system of Babylon. All right, and it's gonna be a trickle effect. So it says, and the strong man shall bow themselves and the grinding cease. Because technically there's no jobs out there. So those who have right now is like a privilege. Okay, and if you can't make that appointment, you lose. So the grinding is ceasing now. The economy is halting. It's breaking. All right, AI is taking over everything, and that's probably another reason why they're trying to probably upgrade that old system as well. So they do stunts like this to see what they're gonna do. Why pay all these people when you can have AI? Because it was already moving at the subway system used to have token booth. Well, when it was giving out tokens, they had people that used to work on these booths, and then you used to get to talk to them, and you get to they'll give you directions, but also you get to exchange money for a token to get into the subway. Well, they cut that off long ago, so that killed off job for a good amount of people. All right, so they could easily come to that conclusion to cut off a lot of people from that privileged jobs because there are few, and there are few jobs left over, and you have to be juiced in. And with those particular city jobs, you have to pay money to get those jobs. All right. And everybody remember last year they was talking about people that get what do you call it again? Not welfare. They was getting SNAP and all this other stuff, and it was getting at people because they rely on the government. Well, a lot of these city jobs, well, that's a city, but other jobs of government jobs, you have to pay. Like if you want to go to the work in the post office, you have to pay to take the exam, all right, and hopefully you get to get into that job. So a lot of people fail those tests. What do you think they do with the money? This whole entire system is a scam. This entire fucking system has been a scam. You have to pay to get a job, and if you fail whatever BS test that they give you, they're not giving you your money back. It says, and those that look at the windows be darkened, which is talking about the future. The future right now is real bleak. All right. The future right now is looking horrible for everybody. Now, the system, I don't believe is going to get back up anytime soon. I can see that thing dragging out to probably June, July, because they're saying that um, they're not coming to the table. So the unions, what they normally do to show you how powerful they are, it could cripple the city. Once the city realizes losing money, then they're gonna really try to push them to the negotiating table. But like I said, they're doing this purposely. All right, they're doing this purposely because this is not the first time a city in America, when a contract was coming up, and it's been a trend for the past couple of years. I mentioned of Philly. There was something else that happened somewhere else. I mentioned the seaports, but there was other jobs that can cripple the whole entire United States, and they waited to the last seconds for negotiation for pay, and eventually it got through. But they're doing these things. Well, the government jobs, period. The government, period. I don't even know if the government's back up or not. So they're doing this purposely. All right. So the future is not looking so fucking bright. On top of the inflation, on top of the lack of jobs, on top of everything going sky high, everything is looking real dark. Everything's looking real bad. All right. Stress level are in a whole nother atmosphere with everybody. People are going to be losing it. Okay. they're gonna be losing it, and it's not. There's something that's out of their control, and it's the people that sit on high in position that has that's telling the have-nots who have to work for what they have, stay home and suffer. Oh my goodness. This is a common trend. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So we've been past that stage, because entertainment is at its lowest form right now. The music suck. Artificial intelligence. There's no creativity. Oh well, the whole entire grid system is um, broken. All right, that's another factor. See, all the shit that they're doing is not by accident. Like I'm gonna keep saying it because I'm thinking of every possible thing. The grid system, even for the railroads, are old fashioned. This is why a couple of years ago it was a lot of trains derailing, not because it was just by accident. It was doing things purposely. Traveling is not going to be a thing easily given. All right, people is going to desire, like the scripture says. Matter of fact, Second Ezra 15 and 14. No, I won't go to the point. 17. It says, a man should desire to go into a city and should not be able. So yeah, we know that's martial law and we know that's smart cities. But what they're doing, they're revamping and they reloading and changing the whole entire grid system. So if the grid goes down in any of these things, people are not going to be able to go anywhere. See, in New York City, as huge as it is, the main place where most of the money is in Manhattan. All right. When you think of New York City, that's what you think of. That's what you think of. So when you think of that, that's what people travel, come and go to, make a lot of money, and they go to wherever they go to. If they can't travel to go to that place, whatever part of New York you in, the rest of those boroughs are not making enough money to support you. So this whole entire thing was a scam from the very beginning. This whole entire system, and it was designed from the very beginning to fail. Isaiah 19 and 14, it says, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, even the roads. The roads was created. The roads and bridges were only created for what 70 years. All right, not even long term. The roads are shot. Okay, it's usually after the winter. That's when they go repairing. But it's like it's so bad that even though when they repair it, it's like they still got to repair it some more. So everything that they did, every structure that they created, what was this guy's name? It's popping in my head. Um, everything that they did it was for a time limit. His name was Robert something. He helped create the highways in America, and there was damn. I don't want to keep bringing this stuff up, but you had Walt Disney. You had this guy I'm thinking of. They were supposed to be like at that time the young up and comer. Let me see the father highways of New York. He was New York, and then let's see something. Let me see something. Uh, No, it's not Rosen. It's not. It's not the president. It was somebody else. As soon as I could get this guy's name, I think Carnegie was no. Carnegie was with the other guys. I'm thinking Robert something. Fucking A. Let me try to jump. Not jump. I said robot. Slovakia. It's something that's popped in my head. So, not Robert Morris. Okay. No. Okay. This is not for Father Highway. For the highway. No. I don't know. I keep saying President uh, Rosenhaus. It's somebody else. So, man. Not who started it. Who made it famous? Like who? And the guy's name is it's slipping my tongue. It's not this guy. Well, anyway, because it was these individuals. We tried Walt Disney. Walt Disney's what's it called again? I'm looking for it. See, it's not coming out like I wanted to. Walt Disney. This other guy. When I find it, it's gonna make sense. These and the guys I'm talking about, there was it the world? Let me see, world. Yeah, it's gonna bother me now. shit. Okay, maybe if the father of the interstate. I'm not too sure. Not the internet. Why do you keep saying him? I guess he gets the credit for it. All right, forgive me. Something that popped in my head, but Robert something. I can't remember the man's last name. It was kind of important, but him, Walt Disney, and some other characters. It was called the world's. All right, so you have like today you have your Elon Musk and your what's this guy's name from Facebook? All these so-called young guys that's coming out with these ideas, and they became like the staple of society of creating certain things. So this guy I'm thinking of, he created maybe he didn't create the highway per se, but he created something similar, either highway or okay, it's coming to my head. Did he create the air not the airport, but he created something. Damn, I can't remember. Slovakia. But he created something that lasted for a long period of time. But that thing that he created wasn't meant to. Um, it wasn't meant to last long, and we could clearly see it. Not highway. Let's see, highway. Let me see. Man, what is this guy's name? Robert. I know it's Robert something. Not Robert Price. Hmm. Okay. Um. Nope. All right. Anyway, it is what it is. I'll just move forward. Don't get me excited. I believe he also did he where Jake was living at. He kicked him out. Okay, let me see. The guy. Let me see. Central Park. Seneca. It was called Seneca Park, but the guy who kicked him out. Rated okay. Yeah, Seneca Village. Sorry. Okay. No, that's too further down. All right. I'll move forward. It'll come to me. I guarantee when I stop the show, that's when it's gonna hit. It's gonna find its way. It always happens like that. Oh yeah, Seneca Village, which is called Seneca. That's where Jake used to live at. All right, that was where they put Jake there. They made they made it happen. All right. It says right here. It says Seneca Village was a 19th century community, predominantly black and some Irish and German residents in what is now Central Park, New York City, established 1825 and displaced by the park's construction in 1857. So they casted them out. They kicked them out. They kicked um, these Jakes out of that place, and now you have a huge park in the middle of the city, which is like a concrete jungle, and that's where the only place you can get to see greenery. So anyway, going back to this, it says Isaiah 19 and 14, the Lord have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof, and they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggereth in his vomit. Neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So the prophecy states that everything is going to flee away out of this place. And we clearly see it, all right? Because soon some other major, I'm surprised not MTA, Amtrak hasn't done anything crazy yet. And I won't be surprised if they're the next ones, okay? Or more airlines, because they're trying to eliminate ways of travel. Traveling right now is going to become a thing of privilege. So more people is going to get in their cars, which is going to cause more traffic. Also, that means more cops is going to be pulling over people. So this whole entire system is built to fall apart. All right, that's all it is. So America's through. It's fucking through. It says in that day, so Egypt be like unto a woman. I should be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord of hosts, which shaketh it over it. And when it's a consistent thing happens to a woman, she loses her wits because it's like you get out of one problem, then there's another problem that pops up, and everybody's affected by it. All right, right now it seems like it's cool, but they're already telling people that oil by July 4th is going to run low, right? So they're already telling you like, look, things are about to get real bad. So people are going to be like women. They're going to they're going to be confused. They don't know what to do. All right. And all of this is because the prophets of the Lord have been telling you these things is going to happen. Slowly but for surely, the elite is going to remove all privileges from average person, where everybody everywhere is gonna have to walk to their destination because they're not gonna want you to go anyway. Public transportation, yeah, that's cute, but they're gonna come up to the system. Well, the system's too old. We gotta do something about it. There's gonna make it. Then there's gonna be like a privileged people can get into those public transportation. It's gonna get bad. All right, it's gonna get real bad. So with that being said, shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.